Hey everybody, this is Glidercat, and it's time to play more Captain of Industry. Let's unpause and take a look at where the colony stands. We've got some maintenance issues here. Let me just use some of our magical Unity dust there to solve those problems. Let's take a look here at the edicts too. I guess we're doing pretty good. We've got a surplus of Unity at the moment. Just looking to see where we could use it. I guess for repair. Maintenance should be coming around the corner when she comes. We have got some more maintenance buildings coming online here. You can see we're going to need people. Now we have an let's see, what else? What are the gears for? Does that just mean people? Not sure what the gears mean. I understand that icon. What does this mean? Oh, I got to pick a recipe. Nice. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, that's an indication that I didn't have a recipe picked. Man, is that good. I like it. Super positive about that one. So we're just waiting on iron here, and then we've got a couple warehouses we set up last episode to store our iron, and then we talked about maybe belting iron over here. And we said before we do that, excuse me, maybe it's time to increase our production of iron in general over here. It's been past due to do that. How do we want to do it in terms of space? Let's see. We need more workers. We've got plenty of housing. Should we run the beacon? Why don't we run the beacon? Let's do it. Just takes what, a couple workers, which we don't have, but it looks like they got slotted in there, even though we're short workers. It looks like it's been prioritized. So we'll see, 16 refugees in less than 12 months. Let's let that run for a bit. Water supply is pretty good there. I'm just looking right now for places I can burn some of this Unity up. Let's repair some of these groundwater pumps. These guys seem to have a hard time keeping up, even with the water collectors, keeping these tanks full. Ooh, they're full now. I'm happy about that. But we're going to want to turn on our farms again. I can see food is slowly declining. It was close to 900. We've paused a bunch of farms. Right now, the issue is going to be workers. We lost probably a lot of workers to this situation over here, right? 10 workers for those. And boy, 28 more workers for the maintenance depot. Man, oh man. Maintenance is just a key mechanic of the game. Huge resource drain in people and materials, but it is what it is. We could send our ship out to try and get some people. Hey, why don't we upgrade the settlement while we're waiting? We don't have to explore, so we won't run into pirates, but we can get this guy sent out. How are we doing on diesel? Why is this guy not filled up? No, he is. He is. It's just the dock that's not. The shipyard itself isn't full. That's fine. Okay, crude oil. We talked about doing that pipe. Guess, should we do that pipe now? Another thing we wanted to do was get a pipe from our cargo depot oil supply over to the starting part of our oil processing. As I look, I'm just wondering if I should throw some more tanks down. I don't know if we need this, if this is overkill, like completely overkill or what. But I was thinking of doing 4 more, like boom, 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 boom. Then looping back into these, and then having our crude oil from the shipyard just kind of come along here and then feed on into it. Let's do that. Gonna chew up a bunch of construction materials, but that's all right. And I think what I might do is actually double pipe these. I don't know that it matters too much, but it might later. I'm going to do like so. Hopefully a truck can get there and get that inner pipe. I'm guessing it can. It might later because I might actually make use of this second pipe and kind of join in a little bit later down the line just to maybe increase the flow further down the pipe. We'll see if we need to do that or not. It might just be an issue of just upgrading these pipes. In fact, why don't we do that? Why don't we upgrade this? Maybe prioritize this as well. Because it seems kind of slow. All right, that... Okay, the last part of this is let's use a regular pipe here. That output? What's going on here? Invalid placements. Pipe. Something confused. What's going on? Are these backwards or something? What? All right. I can't see the direction. It cannot find pillars placement. What are you talking about? Totally confused here. Fluid storage. Pipe. Am I missing something obvious? Are these all backwards or something? Can't tell. There's no crude in here. This has all been trucked out of here. And I'm just curious why I can't place a pipe here. Can't find valid pillars placement. What? That makes no sense to me. Oh. I think I'm too close to the footprint of this thing. In fact, I see. Hold on. I think this area is reserved for something. Maybe we can put a module there or something. Let's see. We're probably gonna have to take out one of those, where are the boaties? Food module. That's supposed to be able to fit here or something. I don't know. I think when we placed this, it had like a weird signature. Let's see if I can place another one. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how the area off to the right, as we look at this, is like kind of... I'm pointing at the screen with my fingers if you can see it. But you see what I'm talking about. There's a kind of some reserved space there that maybe for something in the future... And that's why they don't want us to put pipes there. So that means this last tank has got to go bye-bye. So long, sucker. That's fine. I'm not going to shed too many tears about that. Not a big deal. Once that gets deconstructed, I think we'll be able to run our pipes. But I think this space right here is reserved for something. All right, we'll wait for that to get cleaned up. Let's think about how we want to lay out our next iron factory. Do we want to just go up and leverage these two dry storage things? I keep calling them dry storage, loose storage tanks. I could easily just bridge off of this belt and bridge off of this belt if we wanted to put another blast furnace down. Or we could just duplicate the whole setup over here. The way we've got... The way we've got our construction parts set up here is not great, right? This was kind of ad hoc early game, throw it together and get some construction parts built so we can move forward. This whole setup of item storages and factories is kind of a mess. Don't have enough building materials in my mind to just rip this out wholesale right now, and replace it. So I'd like to build something improved maybe next to it. In fact, yeah, maybe this episode will give some thought to leveraging this land, which is nice, all wide open land for us, to build more scalable iron processing. Before we do, let's get our ship. It's loaded. Let's get this guy here, I guess. No. This guy, right? Needs to deliver the cargo. All right, let's do that. He shouldn't run into any problems doing that. So yeah, how do we want to do this? So we have something scalable, and I'm actually okay if we end up tearing all of this out. These are 1 to 2s. I'm just kind of studying. It's going to be a little bit of time here. This is our slag. There's an argument for dumping slag into one of these, I think. How do I change this? Do I not? Does it not let me when it's full? Apparently not. I'm going to pause the game. I just want to see where slag gets stored. Yeah, let's pause. I'm going to put a loose storage down and just see who takes the slag. Is it you? Yes. So that's something that we don't have in our current design. Right? And so when the slag backs up, that's hurting our production rate. I think it dumps out here. I'm guessing that's what this port is. Let's see. Yeah. What? Right. U-shaped conveyor. Molten channel. This is the guy. Pretty sure that's one of these is slag. That one right there, I think, right? Yeah. So in the next setup, we want to account for that. But boy, this guy's got a bajillion inputs and outputs. Our blast furnace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ports. Just thinking here, just thinking how we're gonna do that in a way that's scalable. Yeah, this episode we're gonna be doing a lot of just kind of sketching things out, kind of like we did on the chemical side. So it could be a little on the boring side. So if you choose to skip this episode, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. And you can come back and see how it all turned out. But we're gonna be playing around a bit with designs. For new iron. And what I'd kind of like to do is go for three blast furnace configurations somehow through here. And then with the idea that eventually we're going to yank this all out and then maybe put a 4th configuration here following the new, whatever the new design is. We've got a nice clear plate or palette here to paint our factory on. Got lots of room. And I'm thinking maybe the blast furnace is the place to start. Let's jump in. I'm just going to jump in here, and there's going to be a fair amount of, I'm guessing there's going to be a fair amount of deleting and everything as we do this. How would we want to scale? So there is blast furnace itself. don't know if there's any reason to do things mirror image. I've been playing a lot of Satisfactory too, so that that is in the back of my mind in terms of how I've been laying out my factories there. So if you've been watching that series at all, this design is probably going to be somewhat inspired by what I've been doing there. Let's see. How we would want to do this. Okay, let's do metal casters. All these guys do is take metal in and dump out plates, right? Slag is on top. Exhaust is on bottom. Oh, I just can't tilt the way I want. Quite the way I want. Again, this may get torn down. Don't get too discouraged if that's what we end up doing. Okay, let's look at this is molten, right? Molten coming out of here. See, slag. Hmm. How much do these guys move? 60. These guys produce 18 a minute. That's interesting. So a belt could probably handle only 3 of these factories in terms of the slag output. Man, oh man. Oh man, there's just a bunch of stuff we could do. You could run that slag too. You could belt that slag wherever you wanted, right near a landfill area. Let's see if these U-shaped conveyors, can I elevate these or not? I thought there were some that you couldn't. So we're just experimenting. Oh, yeah, we're good. Okay. We'll keep that in mind. Again, I'm looking at the slag outputs and I'm just observing that we can do 3. I can support, or I can, one U-shaped conveyor, which transports 60, can support 3 of these guys because they dump out 18 slag per minute. So 3 blast furnaces per belt of slag. So what I'm thinking of doing is we're going to run that belt of slag through here somewhere. Somewhere through this way. But then I'm just wondering where to put it. We know we can put it in loose storage. But do we want to belt it somewhere where we're doing landfill? Or at least have that be an option for us? Right? We've got a bunch of landfill going on over here. We've got the ramp here. I don't know that we need more than one ramp. In fact, we could chew away this at some point. I don't know that we would. Let's see. Could chew away this for sand at some point. Where? How much U-shaped conveyors take 2 construction parts and rubber? Interesting. Okay. But we may want to dump that slag or belt it up over here into loose storage that's right near where we're ramping up, you know, ramping stuff up. And then eventually maybe we want to belt that slag somewhere into the ocean, right? Where we want to just dump out. Or we could use it to backfill exhausted mines and then build on top of them. But we're not going to have exhausted mines forever, probably. So just thinking that through, I guess we could just put them in storage for now. And maybe we go with just 3 iron smelters to start with. This one obviously comes out. And then we might want to move this one back. Or we could leave it, put a bunch of loose storage here, and then have room over on this side for some kind of mirror image of it, of this setup. Let's get the next 2 casters down and see what this is going to look like. Metal caster. Wish I could slide up a little more. I'm trying to rotate the screen so I can see better. We want this. It held on the shift key, I think, allows you to build more than one. And one here. Not worried about it being perfect. Let's see. Let's see. Let's belt these up just so we can visualize it. This is molten channels. Thinking about slag right now, thinking about how I want to route that. I think I want to put another blast furnace down here, 2 more metal casters, and then run the slag straight up into loose storage or something temporarily. And then we can belt that wherever we want it on the map, or we can just leave it in that storage and have our guys, our trucks pick it up from there. Let's do another one of these. It's going to take a while. Not that. And then eventually I think we're going to have to amp up our power too. Power production. I think that's coming. Oops, I didn't hold the shift key again. I should have done that. Looks all right to me. Belts. Or molten channels, I should say. You. Okay. Let's deal with the slag. That's going to be the U-shaped conveyor. I'm saying because I want to make sure that these molten channels can get built, but I guess a truck can come in from the other side if they need to. We're going to go up, try and go up with these. Do something. Let's see. Down, down. Again, we may delete this as we go. I just want to... Okay, if this has to wiggle, then it has to wiggle. Okay, you can kind of see where I'm going with this. We could send this in the opposite direction. Let's see what our issues are going to be here. So this guy kicks out 12 per minute. How much does a smokestack take? Takes 60 a minute, so we don't have to worry about that. How do we want to route those pipes? Let's take a look. We can kind of do this. Ooh, that'd be cool if you could go straight up with a pipe. I don't think we can. Incompatible port at the end. I see. Bear with me. Here we go. Here we go. Trying to get this way I want it. I might be able to do this. Let's just see for the heck of it. It'll be happy up high. Okay. Sure why it feels the need to go around. You can see what I'm trying to do. It does not want to stack on top. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, that's right. There's what I want. One. Got a little bit of a goofy wiggle on that one. Not super concerned. We can try to move it over a little bit. It might look a little better. Always upgrade these pipes later. That's not bad. It's not going to go straight on for some reason. I don't think it wants to. Without a wiggle. I think that wiggle looks better. Right. So that's all in series. I think we're good. And that smokestack should handle all of this. Oh yeah, this guy. Whoops. This guy I wanted to kind of loop in. Let's see. This pipe is this last one. I'm fine with that. Not a problem. I don't mind at all. That looks fine to me. Okay. Now, we need to think about the supply of coal and iron into this. Stacked belt seemed to make sense to me, right? And then just sliding down into here with a bunch of loose storage somewhere. Oh, would we ever want to belt this coal over there? I don't know for sure. Tons of coal up here. Oh man. I think. We got a bunch more buildings to place. We need to account for our construction materials, and we've got level 3s too that we're going to want to produce as well. Level 3 construction materials way down here. Not sure what they're used for yet. So now we're thinking about the output of iron plates. Let's see, what do we get here? We get 12 per minute. 12 per minute times 6 is what, 72? We're going to need more than one little flat conveyor. We'll need 2 of those. They're obviously going to be on this side. I think I want to run them this way and stack them, right? So these first 3 casters will feed one belt, maybe there's one on the ground or something. And then there'll be the next 3 casters, dink, 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 will be on some higher level belt, potentially. They'll all flow up this way, boom, and then loop around both belts, maybe feeding into dry storage. Why do I keep saying dry storage? Feeding into maybe unit storage. Stack up a couple of those back to back. And then from there, start feeding electric, what is it? The guys making our building materials. Where is that stuff? What? Yeah. Assembly electric 2s. Electrified assembly line that is faster and can produce more advanced products. Now the question is, I think about it, thinking about this, our maintenance is looking good here, by the way, on the right, 65%. Let's see. just wondering that what I'm going through in my head right now is, do we want to just standardize on using these assembly electric 2s? Let's see how they compare in terms of like the middle thing, right? This guy takes 24 construction part level 1s, 12 cinder blocks or concrete or whatever, and gives us 12 level 2 construction parts. 24, 12, 12. Okay, so same ratio here, it's just slower. Okay, so these guys are faster. This makes sense to standardize on these. However, I can't make these. I can't start out with these, but I could upgrade to them. Can I upgrade to them? Why I'm saying I can't start out with these is, look, in order to build one, I need 20 construction 3s, construction part 3s. I need 40 construction 2s. That's not a problem. We got 185 if you look over at the right. But I don't have any construction level 3s. We need those over here. We need to make those in the assembly electric, the level 1s, before we can start. Now let's see if I can upgrade to the level 2s. Let's turn off the overlay. Here's a level 2. Can I upgrade? Yes, I can. That's good to see. The other thing I'm noticing when we go to make construction part 3s, we're going to need some copper. Man. So we may have to branch off of this belt here and dump some copper out. Maybe along this line, just like we were talking about running plates, iron plates. We may send a belt of copper back up here. Somehow to incorporate that in our assembly buildings. I guess we start out with assembly electrics. And I'm just thinking how we want to cache things. Cache the iron plates. This is all going to be iron plates coming out of here, out of these metal casters. And then eventually we're going to want... Where are those? Over here. Assembly electrics. Eight, 12, 12. Yeah, eventually we're going to have these. We need to feed 3 products into these, right? Wood. Ooh. Now we have 4 products. I see. Yeah, these are going to kind of chain together. Sorry, bear with me here. I'll show you what I'm thinking here in a second. I'm wondering if this guy, if I place one of these assemblers down, like right here, this guy, if I turn on the basic, then I would have to be able to send in 3 ingredients, right, in order to get construction parts out. If I wanted to turn this on and have these 2 going, that this recipe actually feeds the next recipe, I got to send in iron, wood, and concrete slabs. And would that work? Can this guy supply his own requirement? That's my question. Right now, we don't have that happening, right? We have these manual assemblies doing it. They don't take power. It's kind of nice. They're slow. Six workers, 8 workers. But, yeah, let's see. And what I'm thinking about now. I'm looking at the efficiency of the assembly building electric versus the assembly manual. We get 8 per minute. It takes 6 workers. Here we get 12 per minute. It takes 8 workers, right? That's a little bit more efficient on the worker side. Because it would take 9 workers for us to get 12 construction parts out of these manual ones. However, these guys, it's not showing us on the recipe, but these guys take electricity. And electricity also means workers to generate that electricity, right? Are these electricity buildings, they're not just running with nobody in there. It's not real expensive, though. Well, there's not many workers in. Well, we got the steam and we got coal. We got resource too. So I'm just wondering if it makes sense to spam the assembly manuals. We are trading workers for electricity. These guys just don't take any electricity. They're slow. The recipe is just as efficient, 888. And this guy is 12, 12, 12. So it's not like we save anything. And then even this guy is 24, 24, 24. So from a material standpoint, they're equally efficient. So should we be sticking with the manuals for our level 1 construction parts? That's what I'm puzzled on right now. That would seem to make sense to me. And everything starts with those, right? Like everything we're going to need starts with level 1 construction parts. So we're going to want to, let's see, I'm just thinking. We're going to have iron plates coming off of here. We're going to want to stockpile iron plates because we need those for things. We need those for the ship upgrades and all that kind of stuff. And there's other stuff that requires iron plates. So some of the iron plates coming off of this need to be set aside for that. And then the rest, I guess they all go into construction parts, right? Or no, I bet we have steel processing coming. Let's take a look at the tech tree and see if we can spy what the recipes might be here. Molten iron plus oxygen. Oh, molten iron. So that would be a different factory. We're not going to repurpose the we're not going to leverage the molten iron coming off of this facility. The one factory we're building now, I don't think we'll leverage the molten iron for something else, for steel. We'll set up a separate factory for steel. We'll have to get oxygen and nitrogen. That's fine. So iron plates, I don't think we need to feed those into a recipe other than just maintenance parts. Again, we're going to cache some of these off. The reason this matters is I'm going to run 2 belts up this way from bottom to top. I'm just thinking how I want to do it, how I want that storage to happen. I don't want to have 3 metal casters just dedicated to, say, maintenance, or just dedicated to maintaining our iron plate supply without the ability to also feed into construction parts when we're fully loaded up. So I don't want these segregated. They need to kind of join up together. But I also don't want the situation we've got over here, which I think is a little bit like you only have an iron plate supply when the construction parts are backed up. Like all of our iron plates are dumping out of here. I guess we could have used the keep it partially full to deal with that situation. But we always want to have a supply of those things on hand. So that's what I'm working through. Unit storage. Oh, man. I'm just going to plop this down so I can theorize. So say I pop everything into this unit storage. And then I do some kind of balancer. Balancer, U-shaped balancer. This must be for belts, conveyors. This balancer would say, hey, go send. I was going to say this one could say, prioritize my iron plate supply. I don't think I need it. I don't think I need this. Can I just hit the delete key? So that would be like a belt coming up into our iron plate storage. Right? This is buffer. This is actually meant to be storage. And we could chain these together, whatever, however many iron plates we want. Now the rest need to come out. The problem with this approach is if this is backed up, I have all the iron plates stored up. I've only got one belt coming out for construction parts, and this is going to back up. So I got more supply coming in than I can push out. Interesting problem here. Not sure if it's making sense. Like I said, if this is tedious to watch, skip ahead to the next episode or skip a couple. But we got to kind of work through this. Where are we? Assembly manuals. I think this is the way to go. I know it sounds crazy. We've got room down here. And I would need to get wood in here as well. So let's see. Eight plates. At maximum, we're going to get a lot, right? 70, 72. Let's see. Right now, I'm trying to think through the throughput issue here. Where if this is backed up, I want some of this excess coming back to me. Back to this array of construction part builders here. So I could do an overflow thing here where if that's backed up, go ahead and feed on down the line. Be something like here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hold on. Let's put a splitter. So basically what I'm thinking here, we're going to have two belts feeding into this unit storage, right? So I don't have to worry about balancing or anything or how much input can be handled. It's all going to start queuing up in here, and it's going to keep these belts exhausted from all 6 metal casters. So that is fine. And this is kind of a buffer. Then as we split this out into 2 paths, I want to make sure that I can maximize the throughput. So I want to send some of these guys up to iron plate storage, and we may have 2 or 3 warehouses or something, or item storages just set aside just for that. But if that backs up, I want that bandwidth kind of coming down the line and feeding the belt of construction part 1 creators here. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And it needs to do it after some product has come off the line, because this belt's going to be saturated. So this, I'm sure there's, you know, better ways to do this. In we go. We'll figure out the priority stuff, but basically, hopefully that's a priority. And then this one is going to do something like, you know, connect up down here. Something like that. And then these guys, yeah, I can't have it that close, obviously, because I need to get other products in here. These will have to come back. Boom. Whoops. Escape on all that. Get rid of these. No, going with the manuals is questionable, but I'm doing it. Boom. Like that. And then wood's going to have to come down and hop up and shoot in that way. So maximum output would be 8 into 72 is what, like 9 or something? 9 of these? I'm still thinking. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I'll tell you what I'm thinking here. What's going through my head here, since it's quiet. I want this guy to come down this way. Boom. Show you what I'm thinking while I do it. And we're all, this is just a kind of blank canvas. Okay. the idea here is these guys up here, they get their metal from this, their iron plates coming in to do their maintenance stuff, right? Right. Then there'll be a belt of wood that's kind of hovering over this belt, and that'll feed in here too. These guys are all happy making construction level 1s. Sorry, not maintenance. Then some other iron plates are going to feed into just our own storage of iron plates. So we have those on hand. And when that backs up, I want to redirect that output down the line here where the belt's not saturated. You know what I'm saying? That's what this extra little layer is here. It's like, go ahead and feed this guy priority wise and then come down here. I wonder if that's backwards. I do see arrows on that now. Let's delete that and see. Let's see. I don't see an arrow now though. Oh, that one. Now I see it. So then this belt, if it just splits even and sends stuff down this way, then in theory, when we get, in theory, we should be able to dump more product down here pretty easy from this overflow. Right? Because this is going to effectively split that belt in half. It's just, I'm not sure what happens when product backs up. And eventually we're going to have better belts too. So maybe this won't be as big of an issue longer term. The other thing I could do is just do kind of a mirror image. Let's see. Now I've got a different idea in mind. What if I were to split both of these belts? Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. Trying to think of an optimal one. Tell you what, let's wrap this episode here. I'm going to do a little more thinking, obviously, between episodes. And I will maybe have a design when we get back. Otherwise, we'll do some more working through options. But again, we're trying to come up with something that's semi-scalable, that's going to solve our needs for iron plate production, construction parts 1, 2, and 3. And do it with maybe just 3 foundries to start out with, or 3 smelters, whatever we call them in this game, 3 blast furnaces. And so that's where we're at. That is where we're at for now. This is Glidercat signing off, saying thanks so much for watching. I enjoy putting this series together for you. Captain of Industry, super duper fun. I'm enjoying it a ton. Hope you are too. And I will see you in the next one.